Hi, we're Sid and Nancy Eckerd from Owasso, Oklahoma.
And we've been married 37 years. We have 2 children, Abby and Nick, and we also have 3 grandchildren.
Nancy and I were both in the United States Navy together. That's where we met. Nancy was originally from outside of Detroit, Michigan, and I was from Oklahoma City.
We have been believers in Jesus Christ for 25 years, and we really try to live our lives serving other people.
We've always been active in our church and served with the youth, and about 3 years ago we decided we wanted to go on some missions trips, and so our first trip that we went on was to China, and we've been to China on 3 separate occasions. The first 2 times we went was in the summertime, and it was a program called Youth Leadership Program, and we actually worked with English-speaking Chinese college students, and we had about 300 to 400 students that we worked with through the course of 2 weeks, and we've thoroughly enjoyed that. And then just this last spring break in 2012, Nancy was able to take some of her students back to the same university.
And that was quite a different adventure, how we even got to this point. About 10 years ago, I felt a call on my life that I needed to quit my job and become a nurse. And I prayed and prayed about it because, it's at my age, I was 47 years old, and I thought, do I really want to do this? And so I came home one day and I told Sid, after a lot of prayer, I told Sid that I just felt like I needed to quit my job and go to nursing school. And the timing was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I worked for American Airlines, and about 10 years ago during this time I was asked to take a sizable pay cut, and so we weren't quite sure how we were going to adjust to the difference in pay, and
but we did. For some reason it just all worked out, and Sid and I, we just prayed that if this was the journey God wanted us to take, that He'd provide for us, and He really did. I ended up quitting my job. I started nursing school again when I was 47 years old, and part of it was really, really fun because at that time my children were also in college, and so I was able to take some prerequisite classes with them, and it was fun. One class in particular, both my son and my daughter were in that class, and I did their homework for them, but I did make a better grade than they did. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun in that class. I graduated with my bachelor's in nursing, and then I sat for the NCLEX, and I passed the NCLEX, so I started working at Cancer Treatment Center in Tulsa, and I took care of cancer patients. Many of them were end-of-life patients, but it was just a wonderful, wonderful time to really learn the field of nursing and just to show my faith to these patients. At that time, I also felt like I needed to continue on with my schooling, and again, Sid and I prayed about it, and we just felt like if God was going to lead us on this journey, He'd provide. And I signed up for several scholarships.
Yeah, we thought the only way that she could continue to get her master's would be through scholarship, and so we prayed about it, and she applied, and she got a full scholarship for her master's program through Oklahoma University.
It was a great scholarship too. Not only did it pay for the books and the fees and everything involved, I also got a wonderful stipend, and so that pretty much paid for me to go to school. So after I did receive after I got my master's degree, I started teaching at Oklahoma Wesleyan University, and in that position, I helped nursing students become Christian nurses, and I taught like the spiritual aspect of nursing, and I taught fundamentals, and it was just a wonderful environment. And then this March, I took 3 of my nursing students, well, Sid and I took 3 of the nursing students to China, and it was the same university we went to the previous 2 years, and we did a health fair for the Chinese students. Many of them were English-speaking students, but there were some of them that didn't speak any English at all. We did assessments on these students, and we were able to look at a different culture, and that really benefited my students from Oklahoma Wesleyan, especially as far as being a Christian nurse. They showed themselves as God's hands, and they were able to learn so much about the Chinese culture. It was just wonderful. We did get the opportunity to speak on some very delicate subjects. Initially, we were going to talk about different consequences from unhealthy behaviors, such as smoking and drinking and that type of thing. But once we got there, they let us know they wanted us to speak on abortion and abstinence. So we reached 1,200 Chinese students just with that message, and it was an opportunity that was just incredible. We felt blessed to be serving the Lord in that capacity.
We continue to have relations with several of our students from the past 3 visits. We communicate with them and have fun relationships and fun conversations with some of our students from China. We are really looking forward to this event here in Dallas, Texas, and we want to be people that we want to be the hands of God. We want to serve, and we thought that this event would be an opportunity for us to serve in the Dallas area, and also just have an enjoyable time at this event.
So now we've had another change in our lives. God's just opened some doors where now both of us are retired, and the purpose of our retirement, we feel, is to go on short-term mission trips. So, and maybe even send others on short-term mission trips. So we're really looking forward to the next chapter of our life, and we're really blessed to be here today.